मथुर मनोहर मोहन मूरत मोहन मूरत करुणा सिंधुरा हे करुणा सिंधुरा रघुपति राघव रघुपति राघव पतित पावन पतित पावन बोलो राम साई राम 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 प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम।
Salutations to the Almighty and humble pranams at the feet of our beloved Sadguru, Sri Madhusudan Sai. Distinguished guests, brothers and sisters joining us from around the world, Sai Ram and a good evening. Hearty greetings to everyone on this auspicious day of Vijay Dashami and a warm welcome to the concluding day of Navaratri Homa, Atirudra Mahayagna and Durga Puja celebrations here at Sathya Sai Grama, Muddenahalli. What a day it has been. The Purnahuti of the Atirudra Mahayagna, the Prana Pratisthapana of the Uma Maheshwara temple, and the showering of Abhisheka Tirtha by Sadguru himself to the thousands inside the Yagashala and beyond. Ensuring that every heart that is yearning for his divine sannidhi is quenched to the fullest. As he said, we are not here by our will, but his alone. To the Shiva Shakti Swarupa, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and Karunamayi Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, Shatakoti Pranam. Words cannot describe the blessings, the abundance of blessings that he has showered on all of us today. We're indeed fortunate to be here in this sacred Bhu Kailasha, witnessing and participating in this auspiciousness. Om Namah Shivaya. We shall commence this evening's proceedings with the Vedic invocation by the Vedic intern students who will chant the Shiva Sankalpa Upanishad.
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते मुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः यज्जाग्रतो दूरमुदयतु सर्वं तदु सुप्तस्य तथैवैति दूरङ्गमं ज्योतिषां ज्योतिरेकन्तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु येन कर्माण्यपसो मनीषिणो यज्ञे कृण्वन्ति विदधेषु धीराः यदपूर्वै यक्षमन्तं प्रजानां तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु यत्प्रज्ञानमुत चेतो धृतिश्च यज्ज्योतिरन्तरमृतं प्रजासु यस्मान्न ऋते किञ्चन कर्म क्रियते तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतममृतेन सर्वम् येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु यस्मिन् ऋचः सामयजो गुंषि यस्मिन् प्रतिष्ठिता रथनाभाविवाराः यस्मिंश्चित्तगुं सर्वमोतं प्रजानां तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु सुषारथिरश्वानि वयन्मनुष्यान्ने नीयुते पशुभिर्वाजिनीवा हृत्प्रविष्टं यदचरं यविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु।
Today, the Divine Mother is worshipped in her complete and all-encompassing form as Ma Durga, embodiment of supreme power and compassion. On this sacred day of Vijay Dashami, we celebrate the triumph of Dharma over Adharma, of good over evil, when the mother destroyed Mahishasura, the buffalo demon. This day not only marks the culmination of Navadurga worship, but also assures us that righteousness will always prevail. Spiritually, Vijay Dashami signifies conquering our inner enemies, ego, anger, greed, and ignorance, through the grace of the Divine Mother. It inspires us to live with courage, virtue, and devotion. We will now have a short video on the significance of Vijay Dashami.
We arrive at the grand festival of Vijay Dashami, also known as Dashara, a day that stands as an eternal reminder of the victory of good over evil. The very name Vijay Dashami is a union of Vijaya, victory, and Dashami, the 10th day, marking the blessed triumph of righteousness and divine power. In the eastern and southern parts of India, Vijay Dashami marks the culmination of Durga Puja, when devotees remember the mighty goddess Durga's victory over the buffalo demon Mahishasura. For 9 nights, the goddess fought fiercely, and on the 10th, she triumphed, restoring peace and dharma to the world. The immersion of her idols into rivers and seas on this day signifies not only her return to her celestial abode, but also the eternal truth that the Divine Mother always resides within us, guiding and protecting. In northern and central India, Vijay Dashami celebrates the valor of Lord Rama, who conquered the 10-headed demon king Ravana. Through courage, righteousness, and unwavering devotion to truth, Rama vanquished evil, teaching humanity that no force of darkness can stand before the light of Dharma. The festival comes alive with the vibrant performances of the Ramalila, reenacting episodes from the Ramayana, and climaxes with the burning of towering effigies of Ravana, his brother Kumbhakarna, and his son Meghnad, symbols of arrogance, greed, and cruelty consumed by the flames of righteousness. Just as Lord Rama, though fully capable of destroying Ravana on his own, chose to bless the humble Vanara army by allowing them to be a part of it, so too does this festival remind us of the grace of divine opportunity. The monkeys attained merit not because of their strength, but because Rama gave them the chance to serve. In the same way, let us recognize the blessings of the opportunities given to us by our Sadguru. Vijay Dashami calls us to be grateful for these chances and to use them with sincerity, humility, and devotion in the service of good. And so, as we witness the flames rise and the idols return to the waters, we are reminded goodness will always prevail, light will always overcome darkness, and truth will forever stand victorious.
Over the past 11 days, Sathya Sai Grama was transformed into a Deva Bhumi. As part of the Navaratri Homa, more than 20 homas and pujas were offered to propitiate various deities. Over 150 priests conducted the grand Atirudra Mahayagna over a period of 11 days. Following Rudrabhishekam every morning, a total of 121 Rudra Homas were offered in 11 Homakundas, with Sri Rudram being chanted for a total of 14,641 times. We will now have another video on the spiritual impact of the Atirudra Mahayagna. May we have the video, please?
The Atirudra Mahayagna is one of the most profound and powerful Vedic rituals dedicated to Lord Shiva, rooted in the sacred chants of the Sri Rudram from the Krishna Yajurveda. This yajna is a call to the divine for universal harmony, purification, and spiritual awakening. The term Atirudra signifies worship at the grandest scale, an extraordinary expansion of the Rudra Yajna. Over 11 days, Ritwiks chant the Sri Rudram. Together, the sacred rhythm becomes an invocation of Shiva's grace, a prayer that transforms fearsome energies into streams of benevolence and protection. Alongside the chanting, the Chamakam resounds, blessing devotees with abundance, health, and fulfillment of divine aspirations. As the yajna unfolds, sacred fires are kindled in the homa, their flames carrying offerings heavenward. The Shivalinga is bathed with holy waters, milk, and fragrant herbs in Abhishekam, while the atmosphere vibrates with the resonance of collective prayer. These rituals are not merely symbolic. They awaken the hidden energies of creation, drawing blessings for peace in the world and purity within the soul. To behold the essence of the Atirudra is to glimpse the majesty of Shiva himself. He is invoked as Rudra, the destroyer of ignorance and suffering, who transforms into Shankara, the bestower of auspiciousness. Through the yajna's vibrations, we feel his presence as both protector and liberator, the eternal witness who guides all beings to liberation. This yajna does not belong to one alone. It is for the welfare of all. It is said that when performed with devotion, the Atirudra Mahayagna washes away negativity, shields against calamities, and opens the path of spiritual progress. In recent times, it has been sanctified by great masters. its power amplified through the devotion of thousands chanting in unison, creating a field of divine energy that touches every heart. On this auspicious occasion, we offer our prayer. O Lord Rudra, source of all strength and compassion, may your fierce form protect us and your gentle grace uplift us. Purify our hearts, bless our families, and bring peace to the world. Kindle in us the fire of tapas, the strength of devotion, and the light of wisdom that leads us to your eternal truth.
As part of the Navaratri Homa, the Lakshmi Narayana Hridaya Homa, Kubera Lakshmi Homa, and Mahapurnahuti were performed. The Lakshmi Narayana Hridaya Homa honored the divine couple Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, and Lord Narayana, the preserver. The Kubera Lakshmi Homa invoked Kubera, custodian of wealth, for prosperity and abundance. Finally, the Mahapurnahuti marked the culmination of the 10-day homas when all offerings and prayers were symbolically offered to the divine. The Durga Aarti was then performed as devotees offered their prayers and farewells to Ma Durga. With chamor waved in devotion, Pushpanjali offered in the soft glow of lamps, and a borondala filled with sweets, betel leaves, and sindoor, devotees bid adieu to the mother. The chant of Punaragamana, may you return again, resounded as married women celebrated Sindoor Khela. With immersion, the Divine Mother returned to Shiva's abode, leaving behind a lingering presence and the promise of her blessings until we welcome her again. Thereafter, the Mahapurnahuti was performed to mark the grand conclusion of the Atirudra Mahayagna. Sadguru himself performed the Lingabhishekam and blessed all by sprinkling holy water upon the congregation. In his discourse, Sadguru explained that the sacred offerings of the homas are not for a few, but for the welfare of all beings, for Loka Kalyana. He granted a wish to everyone that one sincere prayer from every heart would definitely get fulfilled. He further described Simho Lagna as crossing boundaries, not just physical, but transcending Dehabhimana, body consciousness, to attain Atmabhimana, soul consciousness, which comes only after conquering the 10 senses. This afternoon, the Prana Pratisthapana was performed for Uma Maheshwara and other deities in the temple by Sadguru, and he offered Purnahuti for the Homa there as well. In his discourse, he spoke about the Shiva family, highlighting the symbolic significance of each member: the serpent of Shiva, the lion of Ma, the mouse of Ganesha, and the peacock of Kartikeya. Observing this divine family teaches us the essence of harmony, where all live for one another and for God. With the establishment of this temple, Lord Shiva and Parvati now have a permanent residence here, he said. And as they are our parents, good conduct is expected from all of us, their children, to live and work in harmony with each other. The consecration of this temple marks a turning point in the centenary celebrations of Bhagwan Baba, destined to become verily Bhu Kailasam. Sadguru then proceeded for the Kumbhabhishekam on top of the temple, energizing the space by channeling universal powers. According to the Agama Shastra, the Kalasha on top acts as a conduit between the earthly and cosmic realms, ensuring that the temple remains spiritually vibrant. He then blessed the Ratha Yatra by performing puja to the Utsava Murtis and commenced the yatra around the ashram this afternoon. Earlier this evening, Sadguru once again visited the Uma Maheshwara temple for the Pradosha Puja, which concluded with a musical offering. We now have the launch of the official website of the Uma Maheshwara temple. We invite Mr. Dinesh Rudra, Creative Director, Sri Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana, to present the Sri Uma Maheshwara temple website for blessings and the formal launch. As Bhagwan Baba always said, spirituality and service go hand in hand. Naraseva is Narayana Seva. The plentitude of institutions that Sadhguru has built for the service of mankind is also a yajna, an ahuti to the divine, from which the fire of seva emanates and alleviates the suffering of those seeking refuge. As part of the Know Your Mission series, this evening we welcome Shri Bharat Kumar, Director of Projects at the Prashanti Bala Mandira Trust, overseeing more than 80 projects across the mission. An alumnus of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Puttaparthi, he had the rare fortune of spending over 8 years in close proximity to Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. After an illustrious career in international marketing based out of Singapore, where he successfully developed 30 countries' markets worldwide, he chose to follow the call of his heart and the command of his guru, dedicating himself to the mission full-time since 2017. Under Swami's direct guidance, he was instrumental in the creation of Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, a free medical college built in a record time of 9 months, a marvel in modern project execution. And today, he's spearheading yet another miracle, the secondary block of the hospital with 650,000 square feet of healing space scheduled for inauguration in just a few weeks from now. Dear sisters and brothers, let us warmly welcome Mr. Bharat Kumar as he shares with us his insights and the inspiration behind his work.
To the one who has this voracious appetite of love, to embrace the whole world as his own. To the one who is the biggest blessing for this planet Earth right now. To our beloved, most beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, pranams. I didn't want this to be a death by PPT, as they say. So, just a short video, a 1-minute video, an aerial view of the ashram, a drone shot, and that will speak for itself. Can we have the video, please? Dear sisters and brothers, 2.5 million square feet of built-up area, around 1,000 crores spent in capital expenditure. Just the new building alone, if you have to talk about the upcoming hospital which is coming up, if we talk about the back entries, the office entries which are there for every transaction, because we work on SAP, 10,000 SAP entries just for the medical college. And only 30 people behind all of this. I'll just stop my numbers here because I feel this opportunity should be used not to talk about what we have done for the projects, but what the projects have done for us. So, to start with the Shraddha Murti, whom we have in our presence, avatar of Shraddha. And so much of work is happening. Many people ask, how is it possible that so much hard work, so much is happening in so many things are happening in so less time? How is it possible to put so much of hard work? But then, I think nobody here can claim the virtue of working hard when seen in comparison to what Sadhguru is doing. I am feeling tired, I am feeling there is so much of work, this is not happening, that is not happening. One look up, chin up, look at him. Look at the Anandam clock, which doesn't stop. Doesn't stop. That one look is enough to be energized with love, with dedication, with determination, and go back to what needs to be done. Dear sisters and brothers, I was told it is 48 days of celebration of the 100th birthday celebrations of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Trust me, this is the first time in these 48 days I have come to Premamrutham. And all my sisters and brothers who are working in the department. Why? Is it a sacrifice? Is it something to praise oneself for the selflessness involved? Absolutely no. Absolutely no. Because what Sadhguru has taught all of us is that the Yajna Kundas are not just for these Navaratri, not just for Atirudra Mahayagna. If you had observed the number of projects which are going on currently was 11. 11 projects were shown there. All these were seen as Yajna Kundas. It is Yajna, Nitya Yajna which is going on. That is what he has taught all of us. That is what these projects have done to us. First. To tell the story of project management, I think one will have to, after talking about Swami, one will have to talk about the people who are supporting this. One call from Swami, one clarion call from Swami. How each of these people rise up to the occasion. Mind blowing. Just mind blowing. In the last few years, Sadhguru has been tirelessly traveling all over the world. We all know that. And I've had the blessed opportunity of traveling with him, especially to the United States, where the presentation, the talk about the medical college especially happened. In the course of those travels, many things happen. When he does something, many things happen. When he does one thing, many things happen. You meet these people in their own setting. I'll just share one small incident which happened during one of those travels. I don't want to name the person because they are of such character that even naming them, they feel uncomfortable. So it was the house of one of the devotees in US. We went there. Swami was there only for a day. The talk about medical college, everything happened. And this was well at the time when the Rajeshwari block was happening, when the medical college was about to be inaugurated. Then it was time to leave, and I asked the person, our host, sir, can you just tell me, refer to any shop nearby because I've been off from home for quite some time, and it's nice to go back with some gifts to the children. I have 2 children. So can you suggest a shop where I can buy some dresses from there? And this man said, I can surely do that, but let me tell you what we do. There is a nice second-hand store here. And we usually buy second-hand dresses for our children and grandchildren. You can go there. Well, then, if you don't like it, always, this other shop to go. Stunned me into silence. This person who has been donating millions of dollars is buying second-hand dresses, of course, which are of good quality. That is when it struck me once again like a thunderbolt. Powered by frugality in their personal lives, these people are magnanimous in what they are giving for Swami. Not the other way around. Not magnanimous with themselves and frugal with Swami like how the world is. And that is why this place here is heaven, because we have Sadguru and we have people like this. This is heaven, this is heaven, this is heaven. So once you know, this is what is powering the mission, this sacrifice, this love is what is powering this. How else can one be? Can anybody claim to be working hard? Can anybody claim to be sacrificing? Spirituality becomes very easy with Sadguru if one is in tune with him. There is no struggle at all. And then his confidence on all of us. One more incident here. So recently we were there again in the US, and we were presenting about the upcoming 600-bedded hospital, which you are all seeing coming up to the east of Premamrutham now. So Sadguru was seated there. This was fairly a new potential patron. So we went to his house, and in his house, Swami asked me to present. The presentation was going on. And we said that, while we showed the pictures of how the project is right now, and then said, in the next 6 months, the inauguration of this beautiful edifice, this temple of healing, this temple of learning is scheduled in the next 6 months. And usually it's like, wow, and all this. I said, Band karo yaar. He said, Band karo. Kya baat kar rahe ho tum? What are you talking? Ye possible nahi hai. Ye impossible hai. In front of him. Small pause. And then Swami said, put him on the flight in November and bring him here. That is the faith. Are we engineers? Are we project management professionals? I am not a civil engineer. Many in our team are not. We are not trained project management professionals. So many people ask, how is it that this is being done? Magic is here. He doesn't choose the qualified. He qualifies the chosen. The purpose, it is said that the purpose of life is a life of purpose. And he has given purpose to each one of us. Starting from here to there, everyone who is seated here, he has given us purpose in our lives. Because we see, especially young students, dear sisters and brothers, what happens outside is just this. You finish your education, one gets a job, and then one gets married, and then one buys a house. No, one buys a house loan. And then for the next 40 years of your life, keep paying EMIs. This is the story of the majority of people in the world. They stop living at 30 or 32. They die at 32 in spirit, in purpose. It's another story that they are cremated when they physically die. But the death of spirit, the death of purpose happens at 35. And we are all blessed with that purpose which He has given us. That, Swami, is the first thing we are singular thing, the singular blessing. We are all thankful to you, Swami. For that purpose, you have given all of us. Second, the kind of people we are working with here, the kind of people who are there, I can today, because I'm asked to speak about project team, I limit myself to that vertical alone. He has taught us, don't think of yourself as one department. I have got mouthful from him many times. Even when there is a hint to say, this is not coming in our jurisdiction of work. You had it. Everything is ours. Everyone is ours. Better rise up to the occasion. With these thoughts, with this inspiration, with this purpose, when we are moving ahead, many times occasions come when we feel that this may not be possible. This happened with Sarla. When Sarla Hospital was happening, this happened many times when one day I thought that I could negotiate with Swami. Things were all going all over the place and we thought that this is not going to happen in the record time. That time, in 2022, it was the first time that the Chief Minister of Karnataka was coming to this place. Imagine, just 3 years back, it was the first time that a Chief Minister was coming here. So it was a big event. And everything had to be ready. So I dared to go to Swami, to Anandam, and ask him, can we postpone the inauguration by a month? He doesn't waste time. Before even I could enter, he said, Bharat, if you have any plans to ask me to postpone the inauguration, you can leave from there. If you want to discuss anything else, you can come in. Obviously, I jumped inside. Swami must admit that there have been many occasions when the thought came in the last 2 months to come to you. Dare not. Dare not. The energy comes when you say yes to Him, when you say yes to life. Energy comes. Matter of seconds, it comes. That is all it is. He has prepared us to be in alignment with Him, to say yes to Him. And I would be failing in my duty if I don't name my beautiful brothers who are supporting on this journey of making the impossible possible in all these projects. We have Brother Arvind Padhyana, who has toiled day and night to make the glorious Uma Maheshwara temple happen. While the OPD is happening, blood bank has to be done. How is it possible in Sarla? Brother Jeevan Resh did it. 108 apartments in 6 months. And the series is now going to reach Z, A, B, C, D, F. I think we are already at Q right now. Brother Hemant. If so many projects are going on and if I can trust someone to do what has been told, and who is a big help in getting the new miracle which is unfolding in front of us happen, Brother Sharath. And all those engineers who are there are about 25 of them. If I name one, I don't name one, I'll be doing injustice. But then let me tell you, this is, again, the cricket season is going on somewhere in some part of the world. They are all Dhonis. Come in at the last minute, do what is required, finish the game. That's it. Thank you to all of you. Dear sisters and brothers, many times, many people tell that there is a sacrifice that you have made, you have left Singapore, you have come here. We were discussing today morning that it was well left. Because this is not a sacrifice. I would say this is the most selfish decision anybody can take in their life, to surrender to Swami, to come to Swami, to take the ashraya of Swami is the most selfish thing you can do. Please don't claim, dear young brothers, don't claim any virtue of sacrifice here, because this is the best thing you can do to yourself. And I'm telling this to you, having seen the world a little bit, just a glimpse of it, which was enough to understand. We are in heaven. We are in heaven. We are in heaven. Full stop.
Indeed, we are in heaven, Brother Bharat. As we are witnessing a miracle right before our eyes. On the one side, we see the coming up of the Uma Maheshwara temple within the blink of an eye. And on the other, we see a 600-bedded, world's largest free hospital coming up, never before imagined. It is only Sadguru who can take care of our deha, our manas and our atma, our bodily needs and the needs of our soul. Pranams to Sadguru. In this journey, we have many partners supporting us, and this evening we are honored to present the CSR Circle of Honor to the Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC. As the nation's largest life insurer and institutional investor, LIC has been a pillar of financial security for generations. Beyond its business, LIC has consistently given back to society through education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation. Through its Golden Jubilee Foundation established in 2006, LIC has supported scholarship for students from economically weaker sections, funded hospitals, schools, and vocational centers, and extended relief in times of distress. As part of this commitment, the foundation has enabled the construction of a school building at our Shivamogga campus, empowering children with the gift of education. Representing LIC, we warmly welcome Mr. P. Srinivas, Senior Divisional Manager, LIC Shivamogga. With over 36 years of service across Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Indore, and Nagpur, and as a fellow of the Insurance Institute of India, Mr. Srinivas brings vast experience and dedication. For the past 2.5 years, he has served in Shivamogga, furthering LIC's vision of social responsibility. We invite him now to receive this honor and request him to share a few words as well.
I begin my talk with my prayers at the lotus feet of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Pranam, sir. Since I am into marketing, I always tell my team, अकेली होती है हर नई शुरुआत. अकेली होती है हर नई शुरुआत. अगर शक्ति हो तुम्हारे पास तो ज़माना देगा साथ. अकेली होती है हर नई शुरुआत. अगर शक्ति हो तुम्हारे पास तो ज़माना देगा साथ. And I am seeing that in our Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. One man, one vision, one aspiration, and this entire campuses is built with the one source of inspiration, and that is our Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. It is not possible for every individual only to Karan Janmas. It is possible. Friends, he dared to create a world where all children are not deprived of their basic rights to nutrition, right to education and health care. This campus, I am coming for the very first time, and it looks like a tapobhumi, as Swami also said in today's discourse. This center is truly shaping up as an epitome of spiritual, cultural, and educational center. And Swami's concept of one world, one family is the need of the hour. Not only Swami, all the great visionaries do share the same thought process. I came across our Art of Living Guru Dev, Sri Ravi Shankarji. He also speaks about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and our Sadguru also speaks about the same concept. Even our Honorable Prime Minister of Bharat, Sri Narendra Modi ji, have picked up the same ideas, because all great visionaries, I think they follow the same path. One earth, one family, one future. Emphasizing the global unity and cooperation. One earth, one health, focusing on integrated health approaches. One sun, one world, and one grid, promoting renewable energy cooperation. Aiming to eliminate discrimination and promote unity. So all these great visionaries are really, they have boon to our current generation of people. Neither we have seen Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji, Guruji, or Sri Swami Vivekananda ji. Today we are blessed to be associated, and I feel it's my honor, or maybe the blessings of my parents, or their karma indeed making me stand here today at the divine lotus feet of Sadhguruji. And I thank my organization also as well, because of which I am standing in front of you today here. And as part of our Golden Jubilee Foundation, we have a small contribution done to our Sorba Shivamogga campus by constructing one, helping in constructing an administrative block. And I assure you, Swamiji, that we shall continue to be associated with this wonderful nation building activities, spiritual organization, and I am totally blessed to be presenting this before you. I too, in my personal capacity, as our Swami today has said, that you take whatever wish you, whatever sankalpa you would like, and that will come true. I too had taken a sankalpa today at this heavenly abode. As our brother Mr. Bharat has recently spoken about this, it's a heaven, it's a heaven, and it's a heaven. Thank you. I also take an opportunity to honor our Sadguru, Sri Madhusudan Sai, on behalf of my organization, Life Insurance Corporation of India. With your permission.
Thank you, Mr. Srinivas, for those inspiring words. and your continued support to the institution. I now pray on behalf of everyone to our beloved Sadhguru to bless us with his divine message.
What a day it has been. All that we thought of has come true. I was very particular that the Uma Maheshwara Swami Devasanam starts today. And it did start with the blessings of the Divine Mother and Father, Shiva and Parvati. I'm just coming from the temple because they also have to do the evening pujas, pradosha pujas, the first day of pujas after installation. And tomorrow we also have Shiva Parvati Kalyanam, that is a ritual where we perform the marriage of Shiva and Parvati. It's a ritual thing in the temple. So all are invited at 10 a.m. But all may not be able to sit inside the temple. It's a small temple. But there is an adjacent shed. One can sit there and watch. It also will be live telecasted, so you can even watch from your homes if you find it inconvenient. But do come and take blessings and go from there. I had this dream that around 2022 when COVID struck, and we were all, were confused about what to do because nobody knew what can be done about it. Nobody knew how dangerous it was or what cure was there. The only option was to stay away from each other and not pass it on to somebody else. That is the time when I was very worried. And we had the vision of Uma Maheshwara, the mother and father, along with their two children, Ganapati and Kartikeya, in the skies. And then they assured me that nothing will happen, don't worry, nothing will go wrong. And I was a new Sadhguru that time, I was not so strong as I am today. I was still very raw. And being a very new Sadhguru and suddenly in charge of everything, you feel butterflies in your stomach when you see things not going the way they should. And the COVID, I thought somehow COVID will never enter the ashrams. I was quite assured and we were going on, but then it did happen. It happened to the whole world. How could we stay away? So that is the time when I had this prayer and I saw the entire family, and then that is the time when this idea of having a temple for them so that they reside here permanently, that was seeded. And of course, the first thought for me was, but if we put the temple and we don't have the people to worship, then how? This is 2020, not 22, 20. And then I thought, how can we have a temple and not have people to worship? Then where would I get priests from? So then we started the Veda Pathshala first. And from there, now today, what happened is the entire ceremonies, all the rituals, as per the Shastras, was completely conducted by our Veda Pathshala people. Not just that. Not just the acharyas, the children who are just in 2 or 3 years into Veda Pathshala, they took such interest and participate. They stayed awake all night, all day to participate and complete the rituals with such enthusiasm. And also, the course that we started a little before COVID, that was the BA in Vedic Studies, where the students who missed the bus, they could not get into the Vedic traditions, but they wanted to learn about Vedas and Upanishads. They were given a chance, and all of them participated in both Atirudra Mahayagna as well as the Uma Maheshwara Swami temple. So how all those decisions, earlier decisions of starting a Vedic studies or starting Veda Pathshala, has all now become such a happy thing because they are all contributing so well to all the rituals and prayers. And here onwards, the temple is a living temple. So every day rituals have to be performed as per the Shastras. But I am not afraid because we have so many children, they are so good and they have all learned. Even these little fellows of Veda Pathshala, they know the entire Shodashopachara, they can do it by themselves. I was very surprised and very happy about it that this happened today. Some more little works are left in the temple, but that will be completed in some time. And with that, the entire temple will be totally done. That's a matter of a few weeks. That was on one side. Then after the Pradosha Pujas, I went to the new hospital building because Bharat called me saying there are some decisions to be made. You must come and see whether this works well or you want it to be changed. And every hour counts, If I don't go now and delay their decision by few hours, it will all pile up at the end and will delay us by months or weeks. So that is why every decision you have to make. So I went there. And again, I felt so happy because there's so many engineers who are working on the project. They were all these students, little students 10 years ago. They went on, they wanted to become engineers, and that time we did not have anything like engineering. But we made a decision that let us give them scholarships to study in the nearby engineering colleges, because we didn't have one. That sounded like an unnecessary thing for a school. Why you want to get into these things? Then people will ask for the moon, they want this, they want that. So I said, no, but civil engineers we will definitely require in the future because we'll go on constructing. So we gave them an offer. If you want to become a civil engineer, we will give you a scholarship. And many of the students went on to study to become civil engineers. And when I went to the hospital, they were full of them, so many of them, who are working on the project alongside Bharat. They take care of the project. And there, as I said, there sometimes, the advantage of not being professionals is that you don't know what is possible and what is not possible. You think anything is possible because you just don't know. Sometimes it's good to be ignorant about the rules because then you can try anything. And I think that is the advantage. Neither I am a civil engineer nor Bharat. Only these students are civil engineers who have studied. But people in charge of projects are not civil engineers. But still projects happen. I didn't know that 2.5 million square feet of work is going on right now because I have never kept count of work. For me, it's a building where people can live, dwell. These are hostels where children can stay and study. These are hospitals where patients can be treated. Schools where they can be educated. So I never thought, I can't think in the square feet manner. That project people have to think. I only think from the impact point of view. What will this building finally lead to and how important it is to do this? And how soon we can do this. These are the only things that I bother about. The rest of it is Bharat's botheration because they look into these details. But I went there, I myself am surprised because I think I went there 15 days ago or something, 15 or 20 days ago. So much of debris and building, even the ground floor was not at all in good shape. Today I go, so much work has been completed within. Outside, of course, is one part, but inside also a lot of work goes on. And all that is being completed. I was myself surprised. Every day I wake up, in Anandam, the eastern window, when you part the curtains, you see the sunrise. So every day when the sunrise is there, I part the curtains, I see the sunrise, and the next thing I see is this building. So every day I look at this building, I cast my glance at it, and I think of all the people who are working so hard. Because just now somebody put up a picture, 18 months ago versus what it is today. I think they should click one more picture of inside of the building. Outside of the building, of course, not much changes because already getting completed. Inside how it is, look at that. 18 months ago, it was just ground. It was just, I think we were just digging still. And 18 months later, this is 6 lakh plus square feet. And if dome and all is a different world altogether, that's a different work. But just the basic square feet. So much work has happened in 18 months. That's because we work day and night. Once Bharat had told, Swami, only 30 days are left. I told 30 days plus 30 nights are left. So they took it very seriously. Since then they've been working 30 days, 30 nights like that. And they don't work it as a burden or an effort or some kind of a punishment that they're working so hard. No, they just work because it's the joy of it. And as he said, they look at the need, the necessity of such a thing. And when they see my deep interest and my insistence that it has to be done, it all makes sense to them. Nobody complains. That is why these miracles happen. And this is not possible without that kind of dedication from a team of people like these. And in every field it is, whether it's a Veda Gurukulam, whether it's Nada Pathshala, whether it's a medical college, whether it is at the schools or the university, or the maintenance or the upkeep, kitchen, administration. Everywhere people work like that. And they have no problem with that because they are happy doing what they're doing because they're able to do something, some good to somebody through this mission. That is why Bharat is saying this is the best decision one can make. Sacrifice means you let go of a higher thing for a lower thing. But when you let go of the world for God, how can that be qualified as sacrifice? You have given up the world, which is lower thing, for God, which is higher. So you not had a sacrifice, you had a good bargain, you got a better deal. But if you sacrifice God in the name of enjoying the world, that's when you are really sacrificing. So I think real sacrifice is being done by all those who are working everywhere else, because they are only working for the world and sacrifice the God in return. But we are not like that. We have sacrificed the world, which is not a sacrifice at all, because it is a lower thing, it is a lesser thing. So I think that is something that has gone into the mind of all the people. And I keep telling people, as long as this purpose is there, you will not deviate from this path. Every day you will wake up joyfully to do what needs to be done, and you will never complain. Complaint starts happening when your mind is distracted, deviated from this path and purpose. It has now harboring some other thoughts of the world. That's when all the confusion begins. Then you want to make friends, you want to go out, you want to enjoy something or the other. You think all that is enjoyment and you start off. But if you understand this purpose, then there is nothing to worry. This is the place that is two of the engineers, one of them had spoken some time back, he was saying, this is the only organization that pays us to do good. Not only it helps us do good, but pays us for that. What an incentivization. You can work here and get paid for doing good to somebody somewhere, which you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. What more can you ask for? It gives you the best of the challenge. For a young mind, challenge is what motivates them. You give them a project like this and tell them you have to complete in 24 months. That's a challenge. That should inspire a young, motivated mind. Otherwise, life is very dull otherwise. But our mission is such that there is never a dull moment. There is something happening all the time. And sometimes I'm myself surprised at my own self, how all this is happening and why. We thought about, as I said, the temple happened. We thought of the 100-day celebrations. It was almost 18 months ago, almost around that time, when I had called the team of all our staff, the heads of departments, from kitchen to security to maintenance to accommodation to everybody, and also cultural and global outreach publications. And they all came and they asked, what is this sudden meeting for? I told, this morning I got this intuition that we are going to be having 100-day celebrations for 100th birthday. And they were like, again he gave some project like this. They all were, the jaws dropped. They said 100 days. Okay, 10 days we can understand. 1 month also, let us say whole of November we will celebrate. 100 days, and they were all looking at each other in kind of disbelief that is he really going to do this? But I told you, get ready, get prepared. Not just that 100 countries are going to come, I said. They said that's even difficult because we are in 30, 35 countries. I think with that, it was 30 countries, 1 month function is quite good. That itself has been good. But 100 countries, 70 of them never existed on our list. But all of them will come. And then I said, yes, all of them will come and they will all perform here. They will present their culture and we will unite everybody in this one idea that we are one family. Everybody was wondering. That time when one world, one family was not the motto or the mission. We didn't have a motto per se. But then that became the motto, and then how things started coming together. And one by one, things started falling in place. And today here we stand halfway through the 100-day functions. We had done a sankalpa that Atirudra Mahayagna will do every 5 years. That has finished. What a glorious Atirudra Mahayagna it was. This was the best in the last 3 Atirudra Yajnam that we have done. It was done with because they also become better. The same priests have been coming. They also understand the culture. And we've done with so much of dedication and devotion. It has its own impact. None of this is, I say, neha bikrama nashosti. No effort is lost on the spiritual path. In the worldly side, yes, if you put efforts, you may fail, you may not achieve anything out of it, and that is a lost effort. But on the spiritual path, no effort is lost. Everything that we have done is slowly adding up. Yesterday I met some children from our 6th, 7th and 8th standards, some 750 or around that number. And looking at them, and I was asking them questions. And I thought generally small children, they are scared, some big person is asking. But they had no fear. They are getting up and answering whatever they knew. And I was asking them a question that, why do you think we do all these things for you? Like you get free food, free clothes, free education, free everything. And they gave wonderful answers. But I was looking for a particular answer. They gave answers, multiple answers. They say one, that because you don't want discrimination in the society, the rich and poor should not be discriminated, so you give everybody the same thing. I said, right. Then somebody got up and said, you are giving us so that we can tomorrow give others, we can grow up and serve others, pay it forward. I said, that's also perfect. Somebody else said, you are teaching us how to become good human beings through this education. and therefore you want us to become good human beings, so you're doing it until perfect. Somebody else said something like that. It went on and on. And finally, one even told, very interesting, he told, you don't want us to suffer like you suffered when you were a child. Somebody even thought like this. Can you believe? I was very touched by their answer because they're 6th, 7th, 8th, they're 12, 13, 14 years time. Then I asked everybody, then finally I went and told, let me ask the new people. Because the old people have the standard answers which have been told to them or they have heard from somebody. Let me ask the new people, what do they think? And one boy got up and said, Swami, you do all this for us because you want us to be happy. And that was the answer I was looking for. And that is the simple, plain truth. I just want to see everybody happy because that is what makes me happy. If somebody is not happy, it does not make me happy. You know, even if 99 are happy and 1 is unhappy, that bothers me. So he said, because Swami, you always want us to be happy, so you are doing everything so that we are happy. And I told you have given the right answer because that is the way God works. He just wants to see everybody happy because his happiness is everybody's happiness. So I told all of them. So that is why I say be happy, be happy, be happy, because only when you are happy can I be happy. And be happy is not just a blessing, it is a command to try to be happy in all situations. Certain things are in our control, we can be happy. Certain things are not in our control. Yet being happy is the path. And those children have picked it up. Some new 6th standard boy can answer this way, saying you just want us to be happy and that is why you would do everything that you are doing. So wonderful. I was looking at how things have changed. How things have changed over the last 10 years that I have been watching. And I'm very happy that all these wonderful things are happening. And today I feel as if Lord Shiva and Parvati have an apartment in our institution, like they're like staying here. I feel like that. And suddenly there is a change of vibrations. Because they're here permanently now. It's a permanent address. So where do you find Lord Shiva and Parvati and Ganapati and Kartikeya? Go to Umameshwara temple, that's the address. And if you cannot go physically, virtually, you can still watch it online on the website that you saw just now. You'll also be able to see maybe daily pujas over there online. We'll put a camera and then you can watch those darshans. And you can also offer pujas because we all have these rituals that we offer for various reasons. You can send a message on the website saying, I would like to have a puja performed for somebody or for myself or for some reason. And probably you can support that and that puja will be done by the temple here. A lot of things can happen. I want it to be a vibrant place. I also went because at Pradosh Puja I had told that you have to entertain the divine. In the evening you have to do some music. So our music department people were singing, but 2 of these Veda Pathshala people, he played Bo Shambho, Shiva Shambho Swayambho in flute, and the other one accompanied him on Mridangam. These are Veda Pathshala students, not even Nada Gurukula. They were quite good. They practiced well. They were quite good. I was very surprised. So this is how things are growing. And whatever we did, Sankalpa, the Atirudra Mahayagna should go very well because it's a long Rudra Yajna. A lot of people come. People can fall sick. Priests may absent themselves. And even one priest absents himself, the numbers become less. Then we have to cover up for that because there is a mathematics behind it. You have to do these many times, these japas. Nothing went wrong. Everybody was okay. And the whole ritual finished quite nicely. And we are all very happy. And today I felt very happy because everything that we thought, it happened. And today, as they say, 48th day of the World Cultural Festival, not a single day we have missed. We have had some hiccups. Sometimes visas did not arrive. But then they arrived the previous night and they took the flight just as soon as they had visa in the hand. And look at our logistics and department that works on these visas, ticketing and their flight schedules. And they work day and night because they're waiting when the visa would come and when they can travel. Last moment they booked ticket, did anything but made sure that none of the days, none of the functions missed. Even yesterday when Sonalji was performing, she had sprained her knee. The previous day she was hardly able to walk, she was limping. And I was wondering, how will this performance happen? But she said, no, you are there, something will happen. And she did not even realize. When she came in, walked in and out of the stage, she hardly felt it. But afterwards, she was again limping because she had the pain. So people are like that, so dedicated. That is why things are happening, because they're dedicated to God. And I said, God is the best boss you can work for. He's a tough boss, but then still he's the best boss. So it's fortune. It's your fortune if you can work for God, if in God's company. What more can you ask for? This is what is happening. And that reminds me that since we have run out of all the accommodations inside, even despite building and despite Bharat going on, building with his team more and more, we still run out of all the apartments. We have nothing left. I can't even accommodate our staff. I think at least 150 staff at least are living outside in various rented accommodations, because we just don't have place to accommodate them all. And we pay huge rents. Every month we pay, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 lakh rupees rents outside to these house owners, because our staff are living there. So anyway, we have to keep building. There is no choice because the staff are increasing. So because we had done the P block, you remember, though it was mentioned as Q, but it was P block. And that's kind of nearing completion, hopefully by this month, and we will be able to accommodate people inside that. But that's all occupied and full. These are single rooms. But because we run out of, and still a lot of devotees who came asked whether are there any more apartments that we can also take here. So we didn't have any, all is finished now. So then we are launching a Q block. As Bharat told, it will go all the way to Z. That is how it is going. So a Q block, that is a new apartment complex. I'll do the Bhumi Puja tomorrow, and those, because many people who came from abroad, they're here, and they said, can we take one, because we would like to stay, and we do not have place. And when they don't have place and they come and we don't have place to accommodate them, they'll have to all stay outside in hotels. They're very expensive, these hotels also, not less. They all know that these people are desperate, they will pay anything. So they're fleecing all the people. We said it's not right, so we are building the Q block, which is similar to P block. It's a single room with 2 beds, a bathroom, that what you see there. 129 apartments, residential suites. So that is what is coming up next to P block. Those who want to apply for it can do so at the office, and you can take a room or 2 rooms as per requirement. Some people ask, I want more room. I said, just take 2 or 3 rooms there, and you can connect all of them into one single house, because we can't build different types of buildings, is not possible. So whatever is there, you can use it. So that will be happening. Bhumi Puja will happen tomorrow. You can contact the accommodation or the office for that. As I said, this is Kailasha, and you don't get to stay in Kailasha like that. You see, you cannot just get a place in Kailasha. When I was a student, I used to only ask one thing: Bhagavan, give me one room somewhere in Prashanti Nilayam, don't, so that I can just lie in one corner, just can be here. But if I don't have that, I cannot be here. And give me a room. And then one day he had told me, I'll give you a room. And then I was so innocent and naive, actually, maybe foolish. I straight went to the trustees and told, Swamiji told me that he's going to give me a room. Did he tell you about it? The trustee looks at me and says, look at this fellow, he's a student after all. Suddenly walks up to my office, stops me and says, by the way, Swami told me that he'll give me a room. And has he told you to give me a room? He was so kind. He said, oh, is it so? I will ask Swami and let you know. That is what he said, poor thing. Then I was not, let us that. I went back to Mandir and caught Swami again next day and told, Swami, did you tell somebody or not about my room? And he said, I will tell. But he never told anybody, because that was not to be. It was not to be. I could not have lived in Prashantilam. That was not meant for me. But he told he'll give me a room. I definitely gave me a room. I'm staying here, not just a room, a whole building actually. So he keeps up his word. God's ways are mysterious. You cannot do anything. But I was so desperate to be there in Prashantilam that when I was working, I went and every week I'll go there and bug him. Can I buy something in plot? You are not giving me inside, I'm okay. Can I at least build a house outside, buy a plot or buy an apartment? Never he would take that letter in which that sentence was there. If that was not there, he would take the letter. And this went on for 5 years. I kept on going back and asking, can I take something? And they were allowed. Then a few of my friends, they all said, we have taken a piece of land. There are 5 plots. Do you want to take one? I jumped. I said, I would really like to take one. Then again I went to him. He never responded. But I was so desperate, and these friends were insisting that if you don't take, somebody else will take. we will give it to somebody. And I said, don't give it to me. Then I took that plot. It was a nice 5,000 square feet plot. I said, I'll build a nice bungalow and retire there happily, early. And I took that. But nothing was moving because I was not courageous enough to start anything without his permission. I was not, never, I might be courageous for 100 other things, but without his permission, I would not start. So I would go on asking for the next 2 years. I kept on asking. He never allowed me to start anything. Look at my desperation. I went and blocked an apartment, not just even penthouse in Prashanthi Nilayam, some private apartment. I said, at least that will be there with me. One will build this house, we will build at least. So I went and paid an advance, and I never got the advance back naturally because I never fulfilled the promise of payments. But I blocked that also, thinking that someday at least he will say yes, and then I will say, I already have a room here. So he never gave a room inside, though he said he will give. And outside, he never allowed me to take one. And just when I was thinking I will go and build, he left his mortal coil. And I was all confused, what do I do? And then he appeared later and told me to give that plot which I had bought to another person, another boy who had lost his father recently. And he and his mother were there. They were living in a rented house. He was a staff in the university. But he told me, you give it to that boy. You don't need that. You will never go there. You don't need to go there. You give this to that boy. And finally, I kind of sold it to that boy who wanted that. So you see, getting a place in God's abode is not easy. Especially, look at me, if it's not meant to be, he never could get a room. Even though he said he will give a room, he never gave a room in there. But it was meant to be like this. You see, we don't understand what God means when he says. But whatever he says, he keeps up his word, but in a different way. It may not be the exact way as we imagine it to be, but that is how it would be. So I think it is a piece of heaven, that's for sure. It is heaven because God lives here. I say when you are building with brick and mortar, it is only a house. When the family starts living, it becomes a home. But when God also lives in the same place, it becomes heaven. And this is verily the heaven, because I have seen all gods living here. You name the god, and in today's ritual also I was telling, for me, unless I see the God, I see the vision of the God, I am not at all satisfied that the rituals are complete. Now something bugs me, or it will irritate me that it is not done properly. Maybe we made a mistake, maybe something didn't go right, why they are not happy, why they didn't come, that keeps bothering me. So they come. They come every ritual that we perform to whichever God, that God makes his or her presence felt. And very strange ways of making the presence feel. One quick glimpse of vision, which would be very different from what you can imagine. Now you can imagine a Lakshmi Devi, how we have seen so many photos. So in our desperation to see the goddess, our mind may just conjure an image of Lakshmi which we have seen. But my heart knows this is my imagination, this is not the real Lakshmi I am seeing. But today when we are offering things and bangles, then when it came to offer bangles, suddenly I had this vision of Lakshmi trying to wear those bangles, green and red. So I knew that this is a strange vision. So this is not a standard vision of the gods as it's already been printed and published in so many books. These are strange things. Like this time I went this evening, I was sitting and we are doing the puja for Ganapati and all. I was thinking, Ganapati, how come I did not see you because I'm offering? Suddenly a vision comes, and what do I see? 2 flapping elephant ears. These are not something that you will imagine on your own, because these are not the way you would like to see the God, right? It happens. Very strangely, I was looking at one of the homas, I saw that there's a Durga Homa going on, and she's sitting with a red color instrument, stringed instrument, like a veena. And I got confused. I said, we are doing Durga Homa, why is this thing in her hand? And then I go to Veda Pathshala, I don't know what decoration they did. They put one veena in the hand of Durga. I said, that is the vision which I had here in this Yagni Mandap of that, and red color veena. And that veena also was red. It was of course a dummy thing, but as a part of the decorations. So gods are there in some way or the other. They will show you a glimpse, and that would be so different from anything that you could imagine on your own. That is how you know that this is true. If it would have been just run-of-the-mill visions which happen all the time because you have seen a picture or a poster or a photo, and that remains in your head, you know it. You don't feel that in your heart. You don't feel that touch of that divinity. You feel something I have seen, but I know it's not real. it's an imagination. But when something real happens, it touches here. So every time I see all these divine beings, I'm so assured that they are all there to protect. I was telling the other day, we are all surrounded by temples everywhere. And now we have a temple of our own here within our campus. This campus has become a Punya Kshetra. It was always one, but now even more. The whole vibes have changed. I can feel it. And I'm sure you also can feel it. That the vibes have changed because it's like a new person who has arrived and started living here. The whole place's vibe changes. Like that, the Shiva and Parvati and the family arriving here has changed the entire vibes. Because we saw Durga off today because she has to go back to her celestial abode as per the rituals. She comes to mother's home, they say, and then she goes back to her husband's home after 9 days of staying with her parents. But this temple is going to be permanent and these idols are going to be there. So please make good use of this opportunity. Go there, spend some time. It was so beautiful and peaceful in the evening when I went to just now. So you also go there, spend some time. And I will tell our office to make sure that there's some time slots so we don't disturb the Veda Patsha and others. They have their own things to do. But those times when darshan timings will be there, you can go spend some time. Enjoy this divine blessing that has come our way. And which place can offer you all this? You walk this way, you get a temple. The other way, you have a college and school. Then you have a medical college and hospital just in case you fall sick. And you have a beautiful community prayer hall and it's such a beautiful auditorium where you get to see all the countries of the world come and perform, get to hear the greatest of the people speak. All that within the ambit of this ashram. You don't even have to go far. Where else you can imagine that? I myself, as I said, sometimes I am myself surprised at myself. I was telling Shivu in the car, I don't know what is happening, how this is happening. I feel surprised. That is how you know it's not you who is the doer. Because there is no sense of doership. You don't attribute it to yourself. You yourself are surprised. That is how divine is doing. But yes, every morning I wake up, I look at the Capitol Hill block, that beautiful building that is coming up. It's iconic. And I look at it and I think about all those who are working so hard and all the people who are supporting. And because it is Dasara, I also, Vijay Dashami means we have to conquer our fears, our limitedness, our frailties, our faults, and overcome all that and grow into greater beings. That is the idea of Vijay Dashami. You conquer your lower things and grow up from there. Though everybody must put that effort, we must grow in our selflessness and spirituality. That is the best growth. That is what Simon Langana is all about. I hope everybody will take this message seriously. And yes, we have very short time, so everybody prays that the building comes up in time. And also, this is the last stretch of, of the race, as they say, the last part of it. And it is very steep. The climb is steep. So I definitely would request any support anybody can give would be very helpful in whatever way, because we are really, really short of time and short of resources also. But I know that it will happen. How it will happen, I always, when they ask me, I say, don't ask me how it will happen. But I can only assure you that it will happen. That much I know. But how it will happen, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So I think everybody should put their hands together and make sure that this Govardhanagiri is lifted. I'm there right at the center, but then like the Govardhanagiri was not lifted by Krishna alone, by everybody should put their little efforts too. And I'm sure this will be done. So a lot of blessings, especially the projects team, which without their buildings, where will we stay, you tell us? Where will I accommodate all of you? Where will we house these patients and students? Nowhere. That is why they're so important. They're like the very lifeline of this institution. And behind them, of course, there's a whole lot of things that happen. But to all of them, lot of blessings. May you conquer all that which comes in the way of your realizing your divinity. Overcome all these obstacles. May the Mother Goddess and Father Shiva remove all these obstacles through their sons Ganesha and Kartikeya. May your journey be smooth and straight to your self-realization, so that we all can enjoy that blissful divinity and be happy always, which is what I want. We have a music program by our university students. It will be 45 minutes after the break.